computer like had some kind of hardware failure in the built-in audio. So last time I had a crash like that, it was something to do with my hard drive. This time it was my Realtek built-in motherboard audio. So I don't know. Well, let's get back up and running. Restore pages, yes, please. Oh, look at that. Yeah, my microphone is on a USB. That never failed. It was something to do with my built-in motherboard audio, like my headset and speakers. Windows kept coming back up saying there was no such device, so I had to completely power it off, power it back on, and I got it back. All right, so where were we? I think we were on web server chat room plugin tests. No, we were I know now. Illustrating a problem we were seeing in the web client, right? Excalibur chatter npm start. Hope it doesn't crash again. That would suck. All right. Reload. Okay. Let's see. The problem we were seeing was the leave happened twice, right? Happened twice. Developer tools. Both somehow got assigned the name Bob. Connect. There's the chat. Bob. Okay. Set. And then lurk again, and then disconnect. Bob leave twice, right? What happens if I connect and then disconnect? That's not an issue. So let me capture what happens when set nickname initially for Bob set. Okay, so neither one is set. Okay. Okay, it's set for session 4, which is the current one, right? Yep, okay. Okay. Then what happens when I set it back to empty? Right, so what are the users now? Okay. New nickname is empty. Old nickname elsewhere. Not old nickname, empty. Actually, why am I printing that? I should print that always, shouldn't I? Okay, so we get the leave that we were expecting. Users. Where are you, users? Here you are. Wait a minute. It never said it? It never cleared it. I think I see it. It never cleared it. Yeah, it never cleared it. That's the problem. So disconnect. Disconnect. So if it never cleared it, I bet I'll see the same problem if I connect, connect. This one, right? And then if I set it to Bob, oh, I need to get rid of that breakpoint. Go. And then I reset it, and then I say something. Oh no, not reset. Set it to empty, and then if I actually chat something, hello, it should actually say Bob, right? Yeah. See, that's the problem. It's not actually being cleared. That's the problem. So I think we'll just build in a tell to change lurker, no, change non-lurker to lurker, right? Where is that test? Okay, this one's as good as any. I just need to copy from a test that actually does a tell. Maybe one of these. Yeah, okay. This little extra bit of testing. Verify. Actually, lurkers aren't really allowed to chat anyway, right? So it's not the chat. It's really the leave. The leave should not say that Bob left. Disconnect lurker formerly known as Bob, and verify no leave is published. So it's like .close, right? Do we have a yeah, we have a simulation of that. Clear. I guess we can just look at one, right? This is redundant. We don't need to use the third connection. So we close. I don't really care about the diagnostic messages. What I do want to make sure is we do not receive any message from 1. Oh, this should be 0. Zero, and that's fine. And no messages. Maybe I do need this thing in there. Because the two race each other. Okay, there it is. So we get a leave from Bob, even though Bob doesn't exist anymore. So the solution was if the new nickname is empty, we just clear it here, right? User entry second dot nickname dot clear. Oh yeah, we're not going to get a message, so assert false, I guess. It is going to make our test last another extra second because this close happens asynchronously, and we will end our wait early if we get a message, which we would then fail there anyway. But otherwise, yeah, we don't know how long it'll take, so we have to wait a second, I suppose. All right, let's try that. Let's try deploying that again. I have to copy because I lost my history. Copy, web server, chat room plugin, debug, chat room plugin DLL, the web server, debug plugins. Yes. Then run the server. Go to our two clients, connect, and then set it to Bob. Hold on, which one are we looking at? That one. And then set it back to nothing, and then disconnect. So no extra leave there. Good. So that's fixed. Alrighty. Yeah, okay. Fix bug in, oh, this is chat room. Users who become lurkers, then leaving. Nicknames were not being cleared for users who become lurkers. This caused unexpected leave messages when they would later leave. Okay. So let's look on the notebook next. So that was this one. Next bug was should not be able to send tells. So yeah, that's easy enough. So stop the server. So we'll just copy, what we'll do is we'll just copy the tell thing and we'll try to have a lurker say something. It should just be ignored. A lurker. Well, actually, we just don't set the nickname, right? We don't have to do that either. Don't need that. A lurker tries to say something. Okay, really we should see nothing, right? From the lurker or... Okay, yeah, there we go. And this is tell from lurker. And I should rename this one to tell from non-lurker. Okay. So yeah, lurkers can actually send tells right now. So to disallow that, in tell, I think what we'll do is we'll say if user entry second.nickname.empty, just return. So that's the bug fix I want to do because that only took like a few minutes. Let's verify in the real server. Copy the plugin over, run the web server. So this will be Alice. Connect, This will be a lurker. Hello? Okay, nothing. I also say, sure seems quiet here. Hello? Cool. Then we'll change it to Bob. Oops, I was lurking. Then we'll set it back. You still there. Cool. So we can see a record of this here somewhere, right? That we sent a bunch of messages. Let's see, which one's the current? This one. So the sending tells and then nothing coming back. So it's working. Disconnect all the things. Check in the change. Chat room, ignore tells from lurkers. Okay, what's next? WebSocket status still shows connected even if web server shut down. Yeah, we were seeing that before. So if I run the web server and then I connect here, and then I shut the web server down, it still says connected. I know it's disconnected. Whoops. If I go to network here, which one? That's the current one. It'll show that it's no longer still open. So I think it's just in our web app that we need to fix it. So let's see. If I put these side by side here and run the web server, I think we just need to, when we open the socket here, we need to have an event listener for close, I think. Let me look it up. So WebSocket, JavaScript. All right, they have on close. It's funny, they have on add event listener, but it's like, since it's a base class method, so to speak, they don't actually document it. You have to look at what WebSocket derives from, event target. And then you'll find it has an add event listener, but then you don't really know what event types there are. You can infer it, I guess, from these ons. So there's like close, error, message, and open as well. So we're capturing open and message, but not error or close. I don't think we need to listen for error because it just closes if there's an error. We just need to capture close here. The close event on disconnected, I guess. Because we have that, right? On disconnect. On disconnect. Okay, so let's connect and then stop the web server. Disconnected. All right, cool. So that was a pure web app bug. That's in our, chatter is in our root right now. So there we go. Chatter. Handle close event of WebSocket. Actually, what happens if we close ourselves? It'll call unclose and then we'll probably close again, but it should do nothing, right? Let's see, connect, disconnect. Yeah. That's fine, I guess. Oh, you know, one thing we're not doing, we're not clearing the socket, right? We're not saying this socket equals null. Should probably do that. because we initialize it to null. We should probably do this socket equals null. We just have to be careful where in a bunch of places. Actually, we shouldn't connect if we're already connected, right? If this dot socket return change new blah 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 blah. Okay, we have that. We should have the same thing on send tell. Okay, so connect, well, set up nickname, disconnect. Ah, yeah, see, we have to be careful there. So that's what I thought that briefly, but then the thought escaped me. We really only need to do something if this socket so connect, set something, say something, disconnect, try to say something again, connect again, doesn't do anything, disconnect doesn't do anything. Okay, cool. New commit, I guess. Chatter. Handle closed socket properly. Don't allow sending tells if not connected. Don't disconnect again if already disconnected. Set socket back to null after it's closed. Don't attempt to connect if already connected. Cool. Basic little sanity checks. Okay, what next? WebSocket. No check to make sure receive MASP bit is correct. Oh yeah, I remember that. That's a obscure one. We won't ever see that with a real WebSocket, and because they all behave correctly, it's a negative test case. So it's going to be entirely within the realm of our unit testing, and that's in the WebSocket tests. So we can take one of our existing tests, like receive masked, or hold on, how about receive Pong? Maybe? Actually, what I kind of want is one of these violation ones. Okay, so let's copy one of these violation. Okay. Violation client should mask of frames. So we'll be a server. And we'll send a frame, but then forget to mask it. So we'll just send, let's say a ping or something. That's 9, I think. And then not mask it. That, because that's a null character, we have to be very careful about that. We have to make it a C++ string and give it the length explicitly. Otherwise, you'll end up with just a single character. Okay, data received. So we should get back a close with, I don't know, what do we want the message to be? Unmasked frame. And that's how many characters long? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that's, is it the same number? So the double quote is under the E. So what was it before? Oh yeah, so the length didn't change. So expect 1002 is a protocol violation, and it'd be unmasked frame. Unmasked frame. And let's make another one called server should not mask frames. So then we're a client role, and we receive, let's say we receive a masked ping, like that. And then we'll say masked frame. That's 2 characters less, so that's E. Oh, we have to mask it, don't we? Mask, and then we need to mask the error, so something like this. How do we do this? Oh yeah, here we go. This is what we want to do. Instead of this garbage, we do that. And the data we expect is masked frame. Oh, and we also want these 2 characters. Assert equals data length plus, if it is 6 more, right? WebSocket, yep, okay. And then we expect 88 OE. No, yeah, OE. And then that's correct. Okay. Assert is broken. Assert, then we expect it to be masked instead of unmasked. Okay, so we have our 2 test cases set up. That is WebSockets test debug WebSockets tests. All right, so they're failing. To make them pass, we got to implement the change to fix the code. So here's where it is really, you might as well check it here, right? Const bool mask equals frame rate assembly buffer 1. Mask not equal to 0. I'm just wondering, do we need to, does receive frame, is it always given at least a minimally of, okay, I think it is. Yeah, there's a check to make sure that the size is big enough. Okay, so if role equals role server and mask. If mask and role, so if we receive a masked message, let's do the client one. And if we're a client and we receive a masked message, then it's a close masked frame. If it's not masked, but it's a server. Actually, let's make this a little bit easier. We'll say if mask else. And then we can just say if the role is client, else if the role is a server. Then it's an unmasked frame is a violation. Let's see if that's all we need to do. Nope, I didn't do it quite right. Okay, the first one didn't work at all. 1367. Okay, let's see what happens. If I set this to be the startup project, set the breakpoint there and go. And hit go. Oh, it never got to receive frame? Really? Is it because received data checks the role? Ah, see, yeah, it shouldn't do that. It should check the mask bit. If frame reassembly buffer 1 and mask is not equal to 0. That's what it should do. Okay, there we go. So the other one, oh, okay, yeah, the mask bit should be set when we're in the client role. Yeah, mask bit, there. Cool. WebSocket. Okay, let's change these individually. This one's one fix. Ah, no, we'll put them, we'll gang them together because it's one's test the other anyway. WebSocket. Check for mask related issues with received frames. One was client messages must be masked. There was server messages must not be masked. And finally, use the actual mask bit, not the receiver's role, when determining the size of a header frame. Actually, now that I think about it, I've had 2 blue screen crashes during my stream, so that deserves a statistic, doesn't it? Total system crashes while streaming. It's kind of like days worked without injuries, right? Total system crashes while streaming 2, since we had that happen earlier. Okay. So now we're down to this bug. Oh, this isn't a bug. This is something more fun for me, at least. I wanted to make JSON class a little bit easier to use in the construction of JSON objects. So right now we have a constructor that takes an initializer list. It looks like that, but it only works for arrays. And I wanted to have one for objects as well. I came up with an idea Offstream, and that would be, let's see, if I look at the chat room plugin, for example, like instead of having to do that, it would be nifty to be able to say something like JSON response, and then just give an initializer list where you say type tell, and we can maybe put that like that, and then tell tell sender this, right? It would be cool if we could do that instead of that. But for one thing, oh, why did it accept that? Oh, yeah. So right now it's going to do the wrong thing. It's going to assume that that's an array. So like if I ran this in the context of our plugin test, right? And I hit go. Oh, well, hold on. Put a breakpoint there. Oh, and I meant to comment all that stuff out, didn't I? Put a comment there, rebuild. Then what response actually is not going to be an object. It's going to be an array, type array, right? Because we only have one constructor that takes an initializer list. So the idea I had off stream is instead of using the constructor, we could just say auto response equals, and then say JSON object initializer list. I think that would work a lot better, because then I could also just put that in place of that and just do it all in one line, really, if it's a simple object. So I think that's what I'm going to work on right now. So let's keep that there as an example. Well, no, we'll do that later. Put it back the way it was, and we'll just start with a unit test that shows what we want. Just to make sure, I'm going to say, did anything change? Nothing changed. Okay, so JSON tests. Need to remember to take a drink of tea every once in a while. Okay. Collapse, please. There we go. So we have array initializer list. Let's make one called object initializer list. And here we will say auto or const auto JSON equals JSON object. The answer is 42. The greeting is hello world. And we could even be a little bit a lot more elaborate. We can say the list is, and then an internal object, or array actually, 1, 2, 3. So we'll assert its curly brace now. That answer is 42. Greeting is that, and then list is 1, 2, 3. Okay, so to get it to compile, we need to declare that thing. So let's find initializer list. And I'm going to make, the JSON object is not going to be a part of the class, it's going to be outside the class, but in the same namespace. So it's going to look like this. It's going to be JSON object, constructor of, I don't know, what do we want? A pair, right? Pair of those. And is const what we want? I suppose so. To the new object. And it's not parameters. What am I thinking? Return the newly constructed JSON object is returned. So if you remember from the JSON streams that I might have had, a JSON object is a complex one with the curly braces. an array is an array, and a simple thing like 42 is a value. So object doesn't mean just any kind of thing in JSON. It's specifically a structure with the curly braces. So we declared it. Did I miss something here? Oh, I missed a comma there. No. That looks good to me. Is it pair is not declared? Pair, maybe. Where is pair declared, defined? Let me look that up. Usually I get pair from map. C++ pair. I don't have C++. It's still loading. Downloading React and 2 others. Okay, I guess my manual's out of date. Just have to wait. Or while I'm waiting for that, I can actually just look it up in CPP reference. Utility. Okay, it's in the utility library. I'll leave that running in the background. Utility. What's the syntax error? It's expecting something there. Why is it expecting something there? Unexpected initializer list. Do I really need to do this? Okay. I didn't think I would need to do that. I guess it's because it's an explicit function. Yeah, that's right. It's an explicit function call and not a constructor. That's why. All right, so we need to implement it. Let's go to where its neighbor is defined, and we'll just add it there. So we're gonna make a new one and return it eventually. And we're gonna, when we make it, we're gonna mark it as type object. And then, just like we do in the other initializer list, where we use the iterator pattern here. So we say for arg equals args begin, arg not equal args end, plus arg, right? And we'll say impl, oh, not impl, JSON dot add, not add, set. The key is arg dot first, and the value is arg second. So there we go. So it's a bit of syntactic sugar, I guess you could call it. It's not actually changing the JSON class it's just making an easier way to specify one. JSON test debug JSON tests. Cool. So let's redo the array one as well. I don't want people to accidentally create arrays when they meant objects. So what we'll do is we'll remove the old initializer list constructor. And we'll make it into JSON array. Next to JSON object. Like that. And it's now a return value. We'll go to where JSON object is defined. And we're just going to pull in the initializer list constructor here to replace it. So my IntelliSense is getting freaked out for some reason. Okay. So that becomes that. So instead of pre-allocating the size and doing this index stuff, I mean, it's a little bit more expensive, but I think we'll just do the add thing. Because what add will do, I think, is a pushback. Okay, no, it inserts it to the end. It doesn't insert, so that's gonna not pre-allocate, but sort of build it one at a time, but should still work. This is gonna cause some things to crash that relied on that initializer list constructor. So fastest way is to, oh, hold on. I should change the test first, shouldn't I? Const auto JSON equals JSON array. So we just go to all these places where we actually use it. So here we go, JSON array. So that's the cost. I can no longer say that. I have to say that. That's the cost of getting rid of the initializer list constructor. But I prefer that because it's more explicit that it's an array and not accidentally creating an object. Okay, so next. Why is it oh, yeah, that's the one we just fixed. Let me rebuild that. Some of these error messages stem from the other one that I fixed. Is it just one place I did it? Okay. Only one place I did it. So let's run all our tests. So by the way, I think, oh, we have a failure. One of the reasons why the system abstractions test takes long, and it even takes longer on Linux, because the one we added for the crypto random test tested 10 million random numbers generated, and that actually takes a significant amount of time. I've been thinking about cutting back on that. So chat room plugins are broken. That's web server chat room plugin tests. Let's say that's debug chat room. Debug? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Oh, okay, so where we form the list of nicknames has been broken. So let's look and see what happened there. Actually, that shouldn't have broken. It's getting a single string. Oh, no, it's in our test. Okay. I think I know where that happens. Yeah, so here we used to... So this is actually being interpreted as a string constructor to JSON, so... I'm trying to think, is there a way to make a compile time error if someone does that? I guess we don't need to. So that pattern is probably repeated in a few places. Yep. Okay. Cool. One more time. I'm assuming it's going to work, and I'll just start building the commits here. So we technically changed the JSON API, which is why we had to change the chat room too. JSON replace initializer list constructor with helper methods, helper functions. JSON use JSON array rather than old initializer list constructor. Use JSON object to make a JSON object from an initializer list of pairs, key value pairs. All the tests passed, good. Right. Update, this is chat room. Update unit tests to use latest JSON API. Initializer list constructor was replaced with a helper function. Okay, let's see what's next. Move normalized case insensitive string to system abstractions. Yeah, so that's in like a bunch of places and I wanted to consolidate that. So we will do a search. Normalize. How about we just normalize case and we don't match the case? No pun intended. So it's in URI and message headers and WebSockets. So let's first set up a unit test. In system abstractions test. String extensions test sounds good, right? So kind of like join, it'll be a case insensitive. Normalized case insensitive. Sort of a long name. Maybe we should pick a shorter name. How about to lower? I'm just looking to see if we have any of the, okay, we don't. So let's just do asserts. So assert equal, well expect, they're all independent. So expect equal hello for system abstractions to lower hello, capitalized. And same thing if we do that, and let's throw in one where there's some capitals in the middle here. That's good enough. So we need to define that to lower. I will just steal the body of this case insensitive string. We're going to make this function completely go away actually from URI, so it won't live there anymore. It'll live in system abstractions down here. And we're calling that to lower, aren't we? Takes a string and swaps all uppercase characters with their lowercase equivalents, returning the result. Okay. And then we'll steal the body as well. To lower. All right, so build that. String system abstractions test Bug system abstractions tests. Yeah, see how that crypto random test took a long time? It's how long does it take on Windows? It took almost a second and a half. On Linux, it was taking like 8 seconds for me. I don't know why it takes longer to make cryptographically secure random numbers, but it takes a lot longer on Linux for me for some reason. Okay, so we could check that in as a separate commit. Reserve on the new string? I'm not sure what you mean. Oh, you mean like, are you talking about the crypto random? Why it takes longer on Linux? Or are you talking about what I'm doing in the system abstractions? Oh, optimization. Oh. Yeah, why don't we just throw that in? That wouldn't hurt, right? String.reserve in string dot size. Yep. Good call. I try to avoid optimizing in advance of needing it, but that one's such an easy one to do, right? And let's make sure that didn't break anything. It shouldn't have, right? We are. Oh, here's that. Okay, I'm glad I caught that one. There's some kind of race in one of these tests. It looks like it's in file tests, so maybe we'll do that next. Fix race causing occasional, because we just got it to happen, occasional test failures in system abstractions. And that was in read advances file pointer. Okay, but the test on string extensions didn't fail. Before I lose it in my history, let me see what that failure was exactly. Okay. It's the cleanup was unable to delete the test area. Yeah, I need to drill those into my head too, the simple ones like that. Those ones are not, what do they call it? Premature optimization, which you kind of want to avoid. Those are the easy ones that are kind of like you should just do them. File tests. I just want to see what that, yeah, so the teardown is failing sometimes. I wonder if that's because my Windows Explorer is seeing that the file has been created and it goes and like opens a file there. So maybe what we want to do is like attempt it in a loop up to 10 times maybe. Hold on, let me check this other stuff in though first. So string extensions add to lower function. Okay. Yeah, maybe to make this more robust, because we don't really want it to fail spuriously because of the OS peeking in while we're doing things. So what we'll do is we'll say for, I don't know, some limited number of attempts. If that fails, how about if it succeeds, we just break. No. Let's say bool failed. Failure to delete, failed to delete test area equals, we'll just be pessimistic. We'll say if, or we'll assert false. Else, what we'll do is we'll do a backing off kind of thing. This, okay, I need thread for this. this thread sleep for chrono seconds, or I don't know, milliseconds? 100 milliseconds? So it'll try 10 times, so up to a second to delete the test area. I hope to never see that spurious error again. It just might take, for some tests, it might take a little bit longer for the test to run because it has to retry destroying the test area. So let's say try to hide test cleanup failures caused by rogue agents. If the OS or some other process peeks into a test area, we may fail to delete it during test cleanup. Try up to 10 times and back off 100 milliseconds each failed attempt to delete the test area during cleanup. There we go. So hopefully that never happens again. Okay, so we made that too lower down here, but we still have its old copies everywhere. So everywhere this is, we need to eradicate it. So starting with URI, because why not, right? In URI, I'll simply delete that whole module. So that was in source, right? These, I'll just delete them. Wipe them from the face of existence. Update the CMake so they never existed. Rerun CMake. And then where we use it, we'll need to replace the usage of it. So URI. So we can't include it anymore. Instead, it's in system abstractions. Oh, I guess it's URI doesn't link with system abstractions. Well, let's fix that. Oh, it doesn't have any dependencies. Well, now it does. What's one that has dependencies I can copy from? Here we go. Okay, just trying to follow the same pattern here. So rerun CMake. Okay. Don't need these open anymore. System abstractions, string extensions is now system abstractions to lower. Okay. Actually, we don't. Okay, we don't need this test anymore either, do we? Actually, I can kind of move that test over to string extensions tests. And actually build it in there, right? I totally forgot I wrote those. Just more examples. I wish there was, maybe there is, I wish there was an editor plugin that would automatically like collapse a statement into one line, and another one that would automatically expand it to my style of multi-line. There probably is, and I'm just too lazy to find it. So I don't deserve anyone in chat telling me what it is, because why should we reward laziness, right? Okay, I'm going to remove that from the unit tests. There it is. So delete it. And delete it here. Rerun CMake. Okay. Vim split join. See, you rewarded me when I shouldn't be rewarded. Remember, I'm lazy. I don't deserve it. But that actually would require me to use Vim. I have a friend who uses Vim. I used to use Vim, and I've actually used it before it was Vim. It was just VI. Because Vim is VI improved, right? Should I tell you the only command that I know in Vim? It's this one. That's a very useful command to know too. If you ever get stuck in Vim, and instead of freaking out, you just type that and then you get escaped. Okay, so all those are gone. Okay. Let's remove it from here next. Oh, it's still in message. Okay, it's in message headers. Let's go and remove it there. Remove it. Instead, we're going to pull in system abstractions. Ah, message headers also does not depend on it yet. What's the other joke? How do you fix your computer problems if you're a Windows user? Alt F4, and then have the stream end right there. I don't want to tempt fate. I've already had one system crash today. Okay. Let's just copy it from here. Stream bling. Okay. This becomes this. And I think that was it for message headers. Only a couple places. Okay. One more place to eradicate it from here. And then here, I guess. Oh. Whoa. Stop that. Auto folding. Okay. Whoops. Yep. Okay, so hopefully that symbol's gone now from everywhere without breaking anything. Cool. Run our tests. And then this will have touched a bunch of things. There we go. Okay, let's do system abstractions first. This was to simply add more test cases. Fold in test cases, additional test cases for to lower. These came from URI when it had its own version of this function. Then message headers, I guess. Use some abstractions to lower instead of doing it ourselves. Yep. There was what? One more WebSockets, I think. Cross-cutting change affecting multiple repositories. Not something that's normally want to see, but that's okay. It was very simple. We're just consolidating. Okay. Consolidation complete. Let's move on. This one we just did while we were doing that. So next, add message headers has header token. Yeah, because we use this in a couple places. So we're moving away from bugs more to little random things I wanted to clean up or add. Yes, I really should say here, add miscellaneous nice to have features. Although this one's sort of technically a bug, but and documentation's always nice to have. Okay, has header token. My windows are all open, so let me close them and kind of clean things up here. So test, message header, source. Okay, we have a get header tokens, sort of like that, I guess, right? We has header token. Okay. So we would say expect true. Oh, hey there, Rally Monkey. Were you here for my total system crash number 2? Now that it's happened more than once, I am now keeping account of it. But this one had nothing to do with the first crash, which was a hard drive corruption. This one was really weird. It's like, you know, you have your built-in audio play, what is it? Speakers and microphone. It just suddenly went away, and I guess caused Windows to crash, and it didn't come back until I did a hard power cycle. Yeah, so this will get broken up into 2 videos again. Yeah, but this is a different problem, right? It might have been an electrical thing, like a something to do with my headphones being plugged in weird. I don't know. I don't want to touch now because I might screw things up. But usually you don't have people don't have problems with their built-in audio. Okay, expect true that headers dot has header token foo bar. And let's try it with capital too. And let's try it with the other 2. Spam and hello. And then we'll have one that's not there. It does not have secret to the universe. And then one that's not a joke, just a simple word. XYZ, I guess. And then we'll expect that bar has foo, but not spam. And then we'll expect false that spam has anything at all, including itself. Okay, there's a good test. Aren't you a little good test? Get header tokens has now a sibling. Has header token. Const standard string Okay, I guess we're using header value. Token. That's type def to a string, I think, right now. Yeah. That's fine. And that will be a bool. And a comma is needed. This method returns an indication of whether or not the header with the given name in the message contains the given token. This is the name of the header whose values should be interpreted as a sequence of tokens in which to look for the given token. A sequence of, okay, no, this one. An indication of whether or not the given header contains the given token is returned. All right. So that makes our test compile, right? And then we need to give a body to that. Let's go to its neighbor. Just keeping it in the same order and all that good stuff. This is, again, a little bit of syntactic sugar, right? Because we can just call get header tokens, which we already have code that does that, so we can steal from it. Here we go. So it's this pattern that we'll see in a bunch of places, right? So let's first get a token, normalized token, just in case. Normalized token, just in case a token is given that's not normalized, like has some uppercase characters in it. Okay. Found token, I guess. And then return that. Or actually, we can turn it around, right? So okay, this is token in header equals normalized token. This one already, split tokens already does normalization, so we can just return true here, and then here return false if it falls through. So let's see if that works. Message headers test debug, message headers test. As soon as it's done compiling. Huh. It didn't work. Why not? Okay, what did I do wrong? No hard coding of the header name, please. There we go. So let's use, well, hold on, let's check this in, and then we'll use it in the various places where it makes sense. Add has header token method. Okay, so it's where this get header tokens is used. Most of the time we can just call has header token. Right, so right here in WebSockets. So this is only used as a check here. We can reduce that to if not that dot has header token connection upgrade return false, right? Okay, we need those to be, that's not if it has a token, it's if it has any token, so that's different. Okay, this one we can reduce again, if not this dot has token. I'm keyboard challenged again. I think I'm just trying to go too fast. When I try to go too fast, I mistype everywhere. Ah, so here we just say expect. Slow down. Has header token. Upgrade. Much easier to read, isn't it? Now, let's see. Did I get them all? Did I catch them all? The two not empty ones, and this is the test. Okay, I think that's it. So, is that only in WebSockets where we use this stuff? Yeah. Use message headers has header token. Convenience method. And let me run all my tests again. All right. One more thing down. So let's move on to this. This HTTP network transport, that's like the glue between our web server and the actual socket layer. So right now we have no way to get diagnostics from the socket layer back up to the server. So the idea was to add that there. But then after that we have something that improves. Maybe we should do this one first. Because why do this one only to have to immediately refactor it? So let's do the refactoring first. So the idea is right now the subscribe methods for diagnostics return a token, and then you have to call another method called unsubscribe and pass it the token. The refactoring would be, instead of getting a token, you just get the delegate that you call to unsubscribe later. So the token becomes the unsubscribe function itself. So let's look for all the subscribes. All the subscribes everywhere. I'm primarily looking for headers. Okay. Okay, here's one. So it's all refactoring, so we shouldn't have to change any tests. So instead of token, we'll call it unsubscribe delegate. And instead of an int, it'll be a function that has no return value and no arguments. This is the type of function used to unsubscribe or remove a previously formed subscription. And it really has nothing to do the type has nothing to do with diagnostics. It's sort of generic. So we can actually reuse that if there's more than one kind of thing to subscribe to. So instead we'll return the delegate, and it won't be a token anymore. A function is returned which may be called to terminate the subscription. And then we don't need this unsubscribe at all. Okay, that was in diagnostic sender. I don't know why I ended up there. I thought I was in HTTP server, but I guess this is in diagnostic sender. This is going to affect a lot of things right off the bat, so we can just hit build to see everything break, and then just fix the things that broke. Oh, a lot of things. Okay. So this just became what? That? Okay. I'm thinking this is going to be a pattern where we replace the type and the documentation and then remove the unsubscribe. Here's another place where we remove that. And another place. Yeah, so that's just a forwarder, so that will work. Okay. Yeah, here I don't think we need a token anymore. Oh no, we still need a token internally, right? So let's just let's just locally define this type. We can even put it into the anonymous namespace up here. Type def unsigned int token. This is used internally by diagnostics sender to track subscriptions. So then this becomes Okay, it's not helping me out here. Help me out. There we go. So here's where we're going to fold these two together, really. We are going to return a delegate that captures this token. Which does this code here. All right. We guess we need to capture this as well. So there, the subscribe and unsubscribe are kind of folded together. Okay, let's build again, see what got fixed and what didn't. Okay. More things to fix. Unsubscribe delegate, yes. Fix documentation. Okay. Because it's just a forwarder again, so probably a lot of these will be the same. Or we can change that and get rid of the unsubscriber. And we just forward. Okay, so instead of a token, it's a unsubscribe delegate. And we just call it. Let's do a little check here. Assert true that it's not equal to the null pointer. It's probably a safe thing we should do, right? Okay. Again, so what did I call it? Unsubscribe delegate. And then we just call it. Okay, getting a lot of redundant compiler errors, so I'm going to rebuild. Okay. Same kind of deal. Null pointer. Well, let's just give it something that you can call does nothing, right? That'd be the equivalent. Okay. Try that again. Okay, this is an unsubscribed delegate. This is the delegate representing the structure subscription to the diagnostic messages published by the WebSocket. It is, when called, it terminates the subscription. We'll rename it WS unsubscribe diagnostics delegate. Or diagnostics unsubscribe delegate, maybe. And we probably call it up here, yeah. So unsubscribe delegate with no arguments. Where is this? Ah. This is the delegate obtained when subscribing to receive. It's called to terminate the subscription. Diagnostics unsubscribe delegate. Okay. Unsubscribe. This is the forwarder again. And here again. Diagnostics unsubscribe delegate. This is the delegate. It's called to terminate the subscription. Okay, again here, null delegate. Or not a null delegate, an empty delegate. Is that it? Awesomeness. That wasn't too bad. Watch it completely fail now. WebSocket test failed. Succeeded complete open as client blank protocol. I don't even remember that test. Okay, it crashes. So let's see why. So that's WebSocket tests. Startup. No breakpoints. Go. Exception thrown. Is this destroyed? Yeah. Okay, so we have a problem in the order of things. Hmm. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, okay. I think we ran into the similar bug the other day. In WebSocket, when, see if I got this right. Actually, no, impl is already a shared pointer, right? Okay, what is the problem again? Access violation. So yeah, it's trying to use a destroyed object. The diagnostic sender was already destroyed. The WebSocket wasn't destroyed yet, though. That's weird. Huh. Oh, is it because we moved it? And we didn't mark that we moved it? I think that's what it was. So in this test, where is it? Not there. Okay, it won't show it because the test already exited, but in this one that ends with blank protocol, it reassigns the WebSocket, but I forgot to mark that we did that, so we should do that. The yes was moved. Oh, hold on. It's not that it was moved. It's that the old one. Yeah, so yeah, okay. Need to be careful about this. So setup registers a delegate, and then teardown removes it. But in between these, we swapped it out with another WebSocket. So probably what we should do is have a helper method. Void replace WebSocket. This method cleanly destroys the old WebSocket and sets up a new one that works in this test fixture. Because what we got to do is do this. Well, call tear down and then set up again, right? Tear down and then do this. And then set up. And I suppose we want to clear that, reinitialize that variable, right? WS moved is false. And then wherever we do that, we should just replace it with this, just to be safe. Okay, it was only one place. Okay, that's what it was. So technically it was a bad test. It was able to get away with it before because probably when it was calling the WebSockets unsubscribe, it was giving it a token which wasn't ever registered, and so it said, oh, okay, do nothing. But now we're actually calling a function which was holding on to some old captured state in its Lambda function. So this touched a lot of things, I'm sure. Two, three, 4 things. Okay, technically it wasn't a refactoring because we touched a test, and it's because we changed the API. So change API for diagnostics subscription. Instead of returning a token from the subscribe method, which you then pass later to an unsubscribe method, you get back an unsubscribe delegate, which you call later to unsubscribe. Rolling. Web server and web sockets. Oh, I didn't mean to sign off. I don't need to sign off. Okay, so we got that one done. Let's add some connecting diagnostics through HTTP network transport. So what kind of diagnostics do we have for network connections anyway? Network, got system instructions, network connection, right? Errors, we have ones for errors. These are just different errors. Okay, there's one for close. Maybe that's the one we'll use in our tests. So do we have tests for that already? Let's see. What test do we have in this module? Bind, release, transmit. Okay, we don't actually have one for close. Intruder alert. Someone came by the door, but just dropped something off. Okay. Release network. What does release network do? Oh, okay, that's on the endpoint side. Okay, I think let's make it, it's going to be similar to this one. So let's just make a test that passes right away, just to make sure that we understand what happens for client close. Client closed. So we will make a set broken delegate. I guess the term is broken. Broken delegate. Broken delegate will, let's see. I guess it's just a flag, right, that we need. And we're just going to set that to true. What is it not like? Oh, the name. Broken delegate. There we go. No? What is it not like here? I don't get it. What is it not like about this? Const type. Can it not deduce the type of that? Okay, how about if we're just very explicit? Why not? Is it because that's const? No. What's the deal? Cannot convert from that to a function. Why not? No constructor could take the source type or construction overload resolution was ambiguous. Oh, I see the problem. It's taking an argument. So we don't take an argument anymore. There we go. Okay, so we connect. Wait for the connection. We don't need to assert this anymore. We don't need to send the message, but we do break. Or close, really. And we will wait for broken. Which we can collapse together here. Okay. So that should work right away, but it will not give us a diagnostic message, which is the whole point of this exercise. That's HTTP network transport test debug. So let's make it fail. So we need to... Oh, we don't even have the concept of diagnostic messages. That's the original problem. So let's add diagnostic messages to it. Let's take a leaf from another book here. Right, so there's this diagnostic messages and then an unsubscribed delegate inside of a test fixture. Okay, we don't even have a test fixture, so let's make one. Test fixture, instant test fixture. Okay, unit under test is this guy, right? This transport, which all the tests will have. Let's abbreviate that. Or how about, no, let's not abbreviate it. Transport was moved. I don't think we need this one. Transport, oh, because we need to make it part of the fixture. So let's indoctrinate them all into the fixture class here. So we haven't added that yet, but we'll add it in a second, in a few seconds, a few moments. Just wait a moment. But let's find where we have some tests about the diagnostic messages like this. So let's clear if there were other ones before here. Do a close, and what we should expect to see is something on the order of what the actual connection does. Network connection 132, right? Closing connection width, right? Actually, will we get this? It's only if close is called. What does the network server transport actually do, though? I don't know. Let's look. That's in the broken delegate, right? What happens when the broken delegate gets called? Oh, no, it's not. It's, what is it? It's one of these delegates here. Which one is it? Oh no, that's the end point. It's when a connection is opened here. Wire app adaptee. It's this second one here. Okay, so it'll call a broken delegate. There's no actual diagnostic message. Oh, but aren't we using a fake one? Are we using a fake one? I don't remember. I guess we're not. No, we can't use the fake one because this class specifically wires up a network connection from the system abstractions library. Okay, so we actually need to call this. And then we'll see that closing. So it's not that it gets closed from the client side, it's if we close it from the connection side. So it would be something like transport dot, what is it? Not client. It's connections, isn't it? Connections. 0 dot, or arrow, break. Because break calls adaptee close, and then that will issue this message, closing connection with something. Right. Okay, it needs a clean. How about a false? No. What will the sender be? What do we want it to say? How about we'll have it say we'll have it say something, and then the message is connection, closing connection with something else. I guess we'll repeat the same pattern. Oh, hold on. Let's just do that. And then we'll system abstractions sprintf server side ID, and then client side ID. Some of these other tests form those strings, I think. So let's peek. Not that one. Not that one. It's one of these. Here we go. So that's the client side, right? Yeah, that's the client side. Const auto client side ID equals that. And then the server side will be this port number here. Okay, semicolon would help. There we go. Okay, yeah, we can't even compile it because we haven't declared that. So let's do that. I'll take it from WebSocket. It doesn't really matter where we take it from. Just something that already supports the diagnostics that we added to this thing right here. We need that include. I want the header. Where's the header? There it is. Okay. Does this even... Okay, it already pulls in system abstraction, so we're good with that. So copy that and then put it in here. There. Change this up. This forms a new subscription to diagnostic messages published by the transport. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. And then we give a body to that. There. No redeclaration of that. Okay, so do we just want to forward it to the network connection? Or do we want to build in the address of the port? Hold on, let me see how the connection object actually, how do you register with that? Network connection HPP. Okay, you have to subscribe to its delegate separately. Okay, so I think we want a sender at this level. So let's put one there. Do we have that header included? No, we don't. So diagnostic sender. This one needed argument in its constructor, right? Yeah, it's a name. Uh-huh. Let me think about this. What's the sender used for? I mean, what's the name used for? It's published as this provided as the source name. Okay, so maybe that's not a good idea. So maybe I don't want. I want. When you subscribe to this, you get messages for all clients. So when we get a new connection, okay, we are making a shared pointer to the adapter, and the adapter doesn't point back to the transport thing. Okay, I think I know what I want. To just hold on. No, I'm not sure now. Let me look. Okay, yeah, I don't want a sender because I want the original. I think I just want to do what a sender kind of does. It has its own map. Well, hold on. How does the server do this? I forget how I handled this, so. Okay, there is a sender in the server. Okay, so yeah, I think I know what I want to do. We will put a diagnostic sender in here, just like the server does. A helper object. We have to do the same thing the server does here as well. We have to make a constructor which sets the name of the sender. And here we'll set it to that string. Sort of a long name, but that's fine. It's just that in these messages, where is it? In the tests? Hold on. Are we really printing the whole name? Oh yeah, sender name level message. So sender will not be that. It will be this string. The level will be what? What is the level? 0. And then it will be, yeah, we'll put the connections sender in as a prefix in front of the message. That's what we'll do. So make one. Then we can simply forward. So return impl that dot subscribe delegate min level. And then when we make one of these adapters, we'll wire it up. Sub what's adaptee, isn't it? Yeah, adaptee subscribe to. Here we go. So we'll make a delegate, which looks like what? Yeah, no, that's not it. This thing. That. And I guess we will capture this. Or do we need to be careful about using it after its lifetime? Maybe we should. So yeah, let's share the helper just to be safe. Where's the helper again? Here is the helper. We will share it, which means that it's a standard make shared of this with that argument. Right? And then it's forwarded through that. And then here, instead of capturing this, I will just simply make a copy of it. So auto diagnostic sender equals impl diagnostic sender, and then capture the diagnostic sender, and then just say diagnostic sender. Send this diagnostic string formatted. It wants the level first, so level, and then system abstractions printf, and it's string colon the rest of the string, and then it's the inner sender name and the message. And that's a C string. Actually, would it be better just say sender name plus message? And then that, oh, hold on. That was redundant anyway. string, right? And then that. That's maybe better. I don't have to convert to C strings and back. Yeah, so this allows you to continue to report diagnostics even if the transport itself went away and you just had some connections at the end. So that's a little bit safer. Let's see if that works. How am I doing on stream? No one's watching right now. Let's see. Connections excellent. And oops, didn't mean to do that. What am I looking at? All right, okay. Run our tests. Oh, it crashed. I broke it. Start up and go. Oh, what did I do? How did I break it? Broken delegate. Oh, hey, Raleigh Monkey. Are you my one viewer right now? I suppose you are. So does that mean Robo Watson, Land Fusion, Electrical Longboard, Commander Root are all bots? And Slow Cool? Because it says one viewer on my dashboard. Are we outnumbered by bots? We have more bots than we have humans? What's the error here? Let me load symbols. Yeah, if they were loyal viewers, they would count towards my viewership, and then it wouldn't say like I have only 2 average views, right? Okay, it's using the mutex after it's been destroyed. So it's one of these problems again where this was destroyed. Hi, Demon Rage. You don't count as a viewer according to my dashboard, which is weird. I guess the Twitch dashboard is erroneous. Let me refresh it. Is it just something that breaks? Oh, and see, now I refresh and it says 2. Okay, so we have 2 confirmed not bots in the channel. All right. Okay, which test? This was working. How did I break this? Just binding the network? Rally Monkey is a bot. Take the I am not a robot test. Find if you're correct. Actually, how do you answer the I am the robot test if you are a robot? You just don't click the box and then you pass? Okay. Oh, I think I know what's going on. The main thread of our test is somewhere else. It's deleting it without stopping it. Oh, that's bad. So this was bad before, just we never saw it because it never tried to do a callback. I'll have to watch that later. Or should I watch it now? Is it a joke? Does it pass? Let's see. This little arm thing, I actually have one of those. I recognize that robot. That's from a kit. That's funny. I like that. Yeah, I actually have one of those kits. I don't remember where I got it though. Okay. Okay, delete self. It's when it's tearing down, isn't it? So we just need to be careful on those tests. Where be the tests? The test crashing is bind network. So is it doing something that, like, not closing at the end? Yeah, so our teardown should close. Unsubscribe and then close, right? Release network. Our connection should automatically go away. So, yeah, stop debugging. Okay. Still crashing. I want to know why. What am I not doing wrong here? Okay, here it's middle of closing. What's this doing here? Actually, I have a theory about what's going on. I think I am... Yeah, I think I know what I'm doing. When I create those connection objects, or how do I show that? It's up, where is it? It's around here somewheres. No, that shouldn't have broken anything. Okay, I'm confused why this is crashing. It's somehow running the processor for the connection, even though it... Okay, it's waiting to close it. How come the broken delegate is smashed up? The whole object smashed up. Why is that? How did it get destroyed? Okay. Rewind. Let's see where it gets destroyed. So... Find network. Let's recycle, and I'm gonna put a breakpoint in the connectionist destructor. Because we have one, right? Yes, we do. Go. Okay, why is it being destroyed there? It shouldn't. Where is new connection? Connection. Oh, auto connection. Yeah, there. We're not holding onto the connection for some reason. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Go back. It's that first close is being called too early. Oh, okay. No, it is being destroyed. What's the other thread doing? I don't know. It's still running or something. Oh, it hasn't even started up yet. Is that a problem? Hold on. Start over again. How is the connection being destroyed here if this one still has a... Oh, no. Okay, well that's fine, because this close will block there. But that... That shouldn't happen. Grr. Actually, I think I'm looking at two different objects. That's the problem. Hmm. Okay, let me get rid of all my breakpoints. So somehow it's still running the processor thread for an object that's been destroyed. Oh no, hold on, it's not destroyed. It's still going. The socket's closed. Yeah, well, that's expected. So what's the... What mutex is it trying to lock? Oh, it's in this object. That object's been destroyed. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the problem. I keep forgetting there are two objects in that test. So that is actually, what is it called? One of these connection adapters, and that connection adapter holds a shared pointer now to an adaptee. But if that means the adaptee can live longer than the adapter, and then try to call to this. So what we need to do is go through a weak pointer. That's what we need to do. So standard weak pointer. You don't want to make it a strong pointer because then you have a circular reference issue. Weak pointer to a connection adapter, right? Or this is going to be an issue. Where is wire up adapter called? Okay, so it's called from the outer, so I can have it pass in the weak pointer to itself. Weak self. Then we pass in weak self. And then, okay, let's document this first. Weak self. This is a weak pointer to the adapter. It's passed in so that the delegates given to the adaptee can refer back to the adapter even if the adaptee ends up living longer than the adapter. This is the third time I've run into problems where this is captured. I'm starting to think that capturing this in a delegate is an anti-pattern. So what the general thing you do here is you say auto self equals weak self dot lock, and then if self is null pointer, then you just do nothing. Otherwise, everything else here is through self. Self is kind of like this. Only it can't be this because this is a reserved word. Okay. Oh, because I need to do this thing again. Too few arguments. Yes, there are too few arguments. So it's adapter weak pointer to itself. All right. Okay, I think I just got the text wrong in the... Oh, no, the diagnostic message is not sent at all. Oh, because did we not wire that up? Let's see what happens there. So, let's step through it. It's this break, which should trigger it. Adaptee close. Calls impl close. And the socket is not the invalid, so it should send a diagnostic message. Let's see if we have any subscribers, though. We have one subscriber. Let me turn off hex display. We do have a subscriber. Is it not getting called, though? What's the message? Closing connection with the client. Okay, so is it the min level? No, it is being called. Here's the delegate. Let's step through it. Ah, I hate that one. So let me try. Start over again. Let's just see if it actually gets called. It's this guy up here. Way up here. Right here. It never got called. So what happened? What happened? Someone set up bust the bomb. Okay. Is it not getting here? Let's see. Okay, no, it gets here. Sender name network connection. Level 0. Message closing connection. And this guy still has a registered subscriber. Oh no, he doesn't have any subscribers. Am I giving a hint about how old I am by knowing that joke? Someone set up bust the bomb. Okay. The subscriber is no longer subscribed, or it never got subscribed to. Ooh. I think I see the problem. Maybe? No, I didn't know. It should have... Did we not call this? Let's restart. We called that. There are no subscribers somehow. They got unsubscribed right away. Oh, okay. I know why. Because I'm not in the right test. So it's like we have to go until we get to... Okay, you can't see it while it's running, but... Let's stop and clear the breakpoints, right? No, I won't. Leave that out. Then put that breakpoint back in. Okay, no, there is no it never subscribed because the next subscription token is 1. Did I not? Does that test not subscribe correctly? Where is it? This one? Oh, I forgot to do that. Yeah. Okay, so when we no, that's what this does, doesn't it? Did this never get called? I'm getting confused. We'll put that breakpoint back. I don't know why I took it out. And then there. This has no subscribers. Nothing ever subscribed to it. Hold on. That's why. Okay, I'm dumb. I put this into a test framework, but I forgot to go through all the tests and remove their own local copies of the unit under test. So it wasn't actually set up in the framework. All these lines have to go. I'm dumb. I wish it would have warned me that this hides a member variable of the same name. So we need more compiler warnings. Hashtag need more compiler warnings. K, thanks, bye. Okay, we got it, but the format's slightly wrong. Okay, yeah, so we need to replace the sender. The sender is sort of useless information. Where is that? Here? We don't need this sender information because it's always going to say network connection. Instead, we kind of want to print out. Can we print out the what is it? Adapter adaptee get peer. Is it get peer or get port? Get bound address. I guess we gotta format the string ourselves, right? Seriously, that's not used anywhere else? How about peer address? Yeah, that is used. Oh, we have a get peer ID here. We use that? Yeah, I think we can. Oh, but I don't want the peer ID. I want the bound ID. What if we just copy that and paste it here? So const auto blah 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 bound ID is this. Put that in all places, but just put bound port, I guess. Yeah. Get bound address. And then bound ID we can capture and just put that here. And try again. And it passed. Awesomeness. So that was slightly painful. Should probably finish up the stream soon since I've been going quite a long time. Does this say how long? Well, I know I started at 12, so it's been 4.75 hours. I had a blue screen crash midway through. I don't remember where. So technically it's been 2 streams, but adding up to almost 5 hours. So we actually tested a broken connection and that we get the diagnostic message out. We have to use a weak pointer because the adaptee can now live longer than the adapter, simply because we want to share. Hold on, was that always a bug? Was adaptee always a shared pointer? I think it was, so that was a bug. We just happened to be able to get away with it before. It was a bug to use this because it's going to things that are in the adapter from the adaptee, and the adaptee might live longer. Okay, so we'll say 2 things. Connect diagnostics from connection objects and fix life cycle bug. So the first thing was this. So add diagnostics sender in HTTP server network transport. Add ability to register to or subscribe to diagnostics from, which gives you diagnostics from all connections created as a result. So I added the subscription model. Forward all diagnostics from connections created by one of these dudes. Forward, yep. And then finally, fix bug in, what do we call the class? It's like a connection adapter. A connection adapter not living as long as its adaptee. It's dangerous to capture this, this in delegates provided by the adapter to the adaptee. Instead, capture a weak pointer to the adapter, and ignore any callbacks after the adapter is destroyed. The adaptee essentially becomes useless because it just returns right away on all of its callbacks. So it's like if you abandon the connection object without closing it first, it'll just kind of sit there and get ignored. All right. Push that, please. Well, I run the status on there. I'm going to run all my tests here. Cool. Everything still works. And let's run the web server. So to do that, should copy the plugin, chat room plugin, and then we'll just set up the web server to run by itself. Oh, why did I do that? Set a startup project, please. Okay, now go. Oh, I got a crash because my static content plugin also is now out of date. So that's web server static content plugin debug static content plugin to web server debug plugins. Yes. Okay. Now please don't crash. All right. Did not crash. And let's play around with our apps. So let's have Bob connect to the chat room, and we'll have Alice connect over here. And let's watch the chat traffic. So I'd say, hey guys. All right. Yo dog. And let's see. Carol, change the nickname. Disconnect. Disconnect. Okay, cool. I was hoping to see more stuff. What if I close this while it's connected? Okay, I was expecting to see some messages from the underlying network connection, but I guess the only one we're printing is if we tell it to close. And right now we're keeping it open forever and only responding to being closed. So yeah, I guess that makes sense. Anyway, the web server is working and it's not crashing, so I'm happy. And I'm still not leaking anything, which is good. I still have that code in there. I haven't seen any leaks, but on Windows, when you have this little bit in your, where is it? Go to main, please. This little bit here, CRT set debug flag, check, leak check. And if you actually had a memory leak, when your program ends, you would see it. So I'm not seeing that, so which is good. I'm not seeing any memory leaks. Memory leak to me would signal that I have a cyclical reference issue, which, so I'm not seeing that, so I don't have that, which makes me happy. I'm going to be wrapping up the stream since I'm almost to 5 hours. I'm kind of over time. Well, let me go over what I was able to do. So today was dedicated to bug hunting. So I had a bunch of bugs and then a bunch of nice to have features. I did all the bugs. I hit a lot of different things. Deadlock between chat room WebSocket, a bunch of chat room related bugs. Okay, this was not technically a bug, was it? And then I'll move that down here. And that wasn't a bug either. Some bugs, and then a lot of miscellaneous nice to have features. So I cleaned up the JSON construction. I moved this function, which had a long name and had 3 or 4 different copies. I moved it to one place and shortened the name to lower, it's called now. I added a convenience method to message headers. I did some refactoring for diagnostics. And this is the one we just finished, where we added a way to get diagnostics from the lowest level socket stuff all the way back up. And that's where we kind of stopped. So didn't get to these. I might work on that next stream, or I might go back to my plan and come up with something new. Haven't decided yet. And it won't be until Wednesday, because finishing up my old job, and that'll be tomorrow and Tuesday. And so I'm not planning to stream because it's going to be really hectic. So I'll be streaming again Wednesday at noon. And I think this will be my schedule from now on. Do it for me, a daytime stream every day, hopefully, for at least 3 or 4 hours. So if this was interesting, I hope you'll come back on Wednesday and check it out again. If not, that's fine too. I'm mostly streaming to make sure that I stick to a plan and get practice talking. And if there is interaction with the community, then it's always a positive thing. I get lots of help, a lot of feedback, so it's nice. Anyway, let's see if there's someone out there we can host. Okay, no one I know is streaming right now, which is bad. No channels live for anyone that I follow. Is it just for you, Rally Monkey? What does my dashboard say? No, there's someone else, I think. So let's see. Maybe we can browse. Maybe I could browse. Hold on. See if I can do this without echoing. Okay, let's browse. Let's look at creative communities, programming. I'm doing this off stream. Sorry. Let's just pick someone who looks interesting, and we'll host them. I don't know. How about Python 3D game development? Let's see what this guy's up to. He's got 7 viewers, so I'll host this guy for a while. The corner piece. So see you guys later. We'll be hosting the corner piece. Catch you guys later. Bye.